Today we bring you a mini training on HIPAA best practices, security measures upon termination of an employee or business associate. 5 steps a healthcare organization needs to take to protect PHI and EPHI upon termination of a business associate or employee based on HIPAA guidelines. Remember, our goal is to protect patient information. Brought to you by HIPAAGuard.com. Remember, PHI is protected health information. It can contain 18 identifiers. Any of these constitute PHI. Name, postal address, elements and dates, telephone numbers, fax numbers, email address, URL address, IP address, social security number, account numbers, license numbers, medical record number, health plan beneficiary number, device identifiers and their serial numbers, vehicle identifiers or serial numbers, biometric identifiers such as finger or voice prints, full face photos and other comparable images, any other unique identifier such as numbers, codes, or characteristics. Remember, a business associate who may be entered into an agreement with the health facility includes a person or entity that performs certain functions for the covered entity that involve the use or disclosure of protected health information. Remember, PHI is all individually identifiable health information held or transmitted by a covered entity or its business associate. A covered entity is a healthcare provider that transmits PHI electronically, a healthcare plan, or a healthcare clearinghouse. There are many reasons that business associate agreements and contracts are terminated, and also employees are terminated. Here are 5 steps you need to take after a termination of such agreement. Number 1, remove employees' access privileges and user accounts. The first security measure you need to consider when you have an employee who quits or you break a business associate contract, it's critical to remove the employee's access rights to the information, services, and resources available on your practice's information system as soon as possible. You'll want the employee's access or business associate access ended as soon as he or she leaves, if possible much sooner, depending on the circumstances. Remove the employee or business associate from access lists. This includes each program, system, and subsystem within your practice. This step protects systems and applications that may not be covered by the main network, such as remote access programs, human resources, and accounting. There's a risk that a disgruntled ex-employee could get into the main system from a remote location and gain access to the practice's information systems. Number 3, change locks, physical access. It's a simple, valuable way to protect buildings, offices, property, equipment, and storage areas from unauthorized use and access. You may have to change door locks, punch codes, combination locks, and any other locks that provide employees with physical access. If your employees or contracted business associates used individualized access cards, you should disable the card from the system and have them return that. Involve your maintenance department in this task. Create a process to notify him or her and implement it quickly. Document changes, because remember, you have to have a facility's updates list. Number 4, get back all keys, devices, and other items from the employee. Make sure the employee has returned physical devices and physical PHI in his or her possession. Return badges, return keys. This will reduce the risk that the employee or the business associate will copy them or never return them. Once the employee is gone, it is much tougher to retrieve these items. Finally, remind the employee or business associate of the duty to maintain confidentiality. Take the opportunity to remind the employee that he or she is legally and ethically obligated to maintain the confidentiality of patient and other sensitive information even after termination. If the employee signed a confidentiality agreement upon employment, give him or her a copy of it and document that fact in the employee's personnel file. Remember these best practices. Immediately remove employees' system-wide access privileges and user accounts. Immediately remove employees' name from the access list. Immediately change locks that gave access to buildings, offices, property, equipment, and storage areas. Collect all keys, tokens, access cards, and other access devices from the employee or business associate before he or she leaves. If the employee is being fired, notify him or her in private. If the employee quits, try to move the conversation to a private setting. Document the reasons for termination in the employee's personnel file. Remind the employee of his or her legal and ethical duties to maintain the confidentiality of the patient and sensitive information disclosed during the term of employment, and provide a copy of any confidentiality agreement that the employee signed. Conduct an exit interview with the employee as soon as possible and document it. Provide the last paycheck, return the employee's personal belongings, and escort the employee from the building if necessary. Thank you for attending our mini training today. For more information on HIPAA, training, risk assessments, please reach out to us here at HIPAA Guard. Visit our website at www.hipaa-guard.com. Have a great day.